Hi, I'm Chiffon, and welcome to our online training. Today I'm going to talk with you about how to properly order words when you're forming a question. A helpful tool you could use in remembering how to order your questions is by remembering the sequence Q, A, S, I. Q for question word, A for auxiliary, S for subject, and I for infinitive. Don't worry, we're going to talk about what all these things are. Question words that we use to begin questions in English are things like who, what, where, when, and who. An auxiliary is usually does, do, did, something like that. The subject is usually a pronoun. It's the point of the sentence or the question. Who are we talking about? What are we asking about? That's the subject. And the infinitive is the verb in its original form without conjugation. So, for example, you might ask the question, where do you work? Where is the question word. Do is the auxiliary. You is the subject of our question. And work is the infinitive form of the verb. Where do you work? Another example could be the question, when did she travel? When, the question word, did the auxiliary, she the subject, and travel the infinitive. Sometimes questions in English don't begin with a question word, but instead start just with the auxiliary. So they skip the question word entirely and start with did or does or do. So for example, do you like chocolate? Do is the auxiliary, you is the subject, like is the verb. So do you like chocolate? Or does she study? So you don't always need the question word of what, where, who, or when if you have the proper auxiliary word. So that's how you could form questions using do, did, or does. But what about creating questions with the verb to be? This is actually quite simple because all you need to do is reverse the order of the subject and the verb. So for example, they are students as a question would become, are they students? Or she is a mother as a question would become, is she a mother? So it's just reversing the order of those first two words. So that's a bit about how to create questions in English. We'll work through a simple exercise now that we can go over together in class. Remember, just do your best. Don't worry about it being perfect. We're learning and we'll learn together in class as well.